Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video, and today for you guys, we're gonna be reacting to Rebecca, or Let Me Explain Studios, and we're gonna be reacting to my crazy theater teacher. Now this was a comment from you guys. I asked you guys, and you guys wanted me to react to this video very badly, so that's what we're gonna be doing today for you guys. Before the video starts, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys always show. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys, so let's get right into the reaction.
Some of you understand what you're about to get into. In
I
three
do,
of my
actually.
videos, I have mentioned a certain teacher of mine, a certain mentally unstable, vindictive teacher. Given
Okay.
that one of those videos has over 7 million views at the moment, people
We
are
watched that
getting a
one
little
last time.
curious about this infamous educator from my past. Well, gird thy loins, explainers and entertainers, because we're finally talking about it. Here we go. This is the story of my emotionally abusive high school theater teacher.
Oh,
now,
boy.
because it is theater, I know I run the risk of sounding like a crybaby, whining over their teacher not giving them the lead part in the play, and trust me, I completely understand people like that exist. I've been in theater a long time. But I'd like to think that this story has more to do with me being in an unhealthy authority figure relationship. I'm not a
Okay.
martyr here. I guarantee others have had it far worse, but this woman did her damage. We'll call
Okay,
her
let's
Medusa,
see it, let's see it.
and fun fact number
Oh my
one,
goodness.
that was her actual nickname, and she wore it like a freaking badge of honor.
Her nickname was
No joke.
Medusa?
She put up a sign on the backstage door that said, "Keep out, beware Medusa." Boy,
Are
that
you-
should have been a
What?
warning in more ways than one. Okay, so I met Medusa my first year.
She said,
of
I
high
am the
school.
villain, and I acknowledge
She was
it.
the only teacher running the entire theater department, so no matter what type of theater class you took, she would be teaching it. She also ran the theater club and directed all the after-school plays. All casting decisions were left up to her. You're catching
got
my drift.
ultimate
She had
authority.
a totalitarian grip on every aspect of
She said,
this
I
theater
am the
department.
ruler,
There was
okay?
no other adult there to balance her out, or more importantly,
No one to check
witness
her?
her behavior. Now, for some context about who I was back then. In high
Okay.
school, I was remarkably shy, socially awkward, a goody two-shoes, a nervous wreck, and I didn't really have any friends, even in the theater club. I
Aw.
was a doormat, to put it bluntly, but
Dang.
I stepped onto a stage, I was a completely different person. I could be strong and brave, confident,
the
and
God of
clever.
War
I
in
could
Sherlock?
show the world what I was made of. Performing was my release, my therapy. I guess that's why I
good.
didn't immediately take a powder when I learned how crazy this
Why
theater
does she
was.
look like
I was
this?
holding out for that one big part, that one chance to show everyone what I could do. And pleasing this woman was the key to what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, that won't lead to anything bad, I'm sure. So what made Medusa so awful, I hear you asking? Well, for one, she was incredibly unpredictable. You never knew
Okay.
what kind of mood she was gonna be in or what was gonna set her off.
So can I go smoke?
Jokes she
Sure.
laughed
Can
at
I use the bathroom?
yesterday
What the
would
heck did you
offend
just
her
ask
the
me?
next day. One day she's kind and supportive, the next day she's catty and vindictive.
So it was like a
Because
roller
of her
coaster.
volatile nature, it was a gamble anytime you needed to ask her a question or ask for help. Sometimes she'd be decent enough, and then sometimes she'd blow up in your face for wasting her time with a dumb question. Ask
Dang.
someone else. It would take me a stupid amount of time just
like
to
playing
work
roulette,
up the courage
okay.
to ask her a question before chickening out and finding a different way around my problem. Though I think one of the most frustrating things about Medusa was her favoritism. Plain and simple, if you weren't one of her favorites, there
Oh,
was
that
a very
happens a
low
lot with
chance
like
of you
music
getting a
and
big
theater
part in a play.
teachers. Sometimes
Or
they just have
sometimes a
favorites
part at
for
all.
whatever reason.
I'm not saying she was shallow. No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
understand some
because
people
all
have
her
more
favorites
ability
had two
than
things
others,
in
but
common.
having
They were
favorites
pretty,
is kinda
and they
just
were
inherently
popular.
wrong.
Two skills ya girl rolled a 0 on. Medusa also protected
Aw.
her favorites to an infuriating degree. One of them was a big bully of mine, and Medusa did absolutely nothing to stop it even after I begged her to step in. I was talking to my mom about this script, and she told me that she once confronted Medusa about this bully at an after-school play, and
Yeah.
Medusa was more concerned about him getting in trouble than what he was doing to me.
Are you serious?
Ooh, that is a very brave thing to say to a protective mother. Correction, that is a very brave thing to say to my mother. So yeah, if you weren't one of her favorites, you were stuck in the chorus, as they say. Hey, Becca!
I could play
maybe
a
you
banging
were just
tree
an
though. I know
awful
this is like a
actor.
side note,
I
but
mean, fair point. Maybe I just wasn't any good. Thing is,
Let me stop
Medusa
playing around.
always gave me A's for my performances in the theater classes during the normal school days. Medusa even once rushed up to the stage after a dark, dramatic scene to give me a hug because she was so moved by my performance.
Oh,
So,
that's
you see, I got
good.
mixed signals from this woman all the time. I didn't know what to think. Dang it,
I've
do you
had
hate
teachers
me
like
or
this.
not? And this cat and mouse stringing me along emotional manipulation was what kept me hopeful. I'd think to myself, if I don't complain, if I do my best, if I do every little thing she asks of me, maybe one day she will throw me a bone. Maybe one day I will gain her favor.
I've been like
and
this with a
given
couple
good
of
part in
teachers,
the
being
play.
like, maybe if I like submit myself
Hey,
to them
you hear
in
that?
a weird way,
That's not good. That is
like,
not a
they'll
healthy
like me,
mindset to
and
be
it
in.
never ends up
That is
working
an
well.
unhealthy relationship to have with anyone. But
Yeah.
that was the story for me for 3 years of high school.
Dang.
However, when senior year came, something happened. And let me just
Okay.
set this up for you. Once when I was a freshman, I asked Medusa why she didn't give me a part in the latest play, and she told me, "Seniors take precedence in casting because they're graduating." And I
So-
thought, okay, well,
Okay,
I guess
fair
that
enough.
makes sense. When I'm a senior, I'll be a priority. Come senior year, pretty much all of her favorites had graduated, and the
Okay.
only two senior actors left were me and this one other guy. In fact, a very large portion of the club had either graduated or left, so pickings
No
were pretty
juniors at all.
slim that year for willing participants. Anyways, we were going to do the comedic play Noises Off. And in that show, there is a role called Dottie meant for an older woman who needed a Cockney accent and had a boy-toy love interest.
Okay.
Hilarious. So naturally, being the oldest girl in the theater department, having a plump, middle-aged looking body, being able to do a pretty great Cockney accent, and being a senior meant that the stars were finally aligning in my
So
favor.
we finally gonna get that
The day
part,
before
boys.
the audition,
We
I
finally
was
got-
hanging out in the
we
theater
made it,
club
Mom.
room, and I told another student that I was hoping for the part of Dottie, and Medusa overheard. She looked
Okay.
right at me, smiled, nodded very obviously, and gave me a big thumbs up. Gee,
Okay.
Becca, it sounds like your chances of getting this part are pretty good.
Yeah.
I know, right?
There's
That's
no
what
way,
I
right?
thought too. But gosh golly darn it, call me M. Night Shyamalan because this story has a twist. I went
Okay.
to the audition, gave it everything I had, knocked it out of the park, was the only girl who could do a Cockney accent. But
Okay.
the next morning, Medusa posted the cast on the bulletin board, and nothing.
Are you?
She didn't even cast me.
She's not even in the play like itself. Bro just toyed with our
Excuse
emotions.
me, Medusa.
What
I
the
was
heck?
wondering, why didn't you cast me? Oh, it's because you were too tall.
Excuse me.
Too tall?
Nah, that is the greatest cap I've
only
ever heard in
short
my life.
guys
There's no way.
auditioned, And I needed your love interest to be taller than you.
Funny thing about
For
that
what
excuse,
reason?
She had cast the only senior as my love interest, and he was, in fact, taller than me. So yeah, she flat out lied to my face. But
What does it
because I think
matter,
I was
though?
in shock. I didn't
Why
question
would it
at
matter that she's-
moment, and I just walked away. Turns out
Bro,
the truth
I can't
eventually
stand
came
this.
out
I'm not
because
gonna
a couple
lie.
days later, some concerned tech
Now
theater
I'm getting
girls
heated.
told me they heard Medusa say something in passing conversation with the other students.
The reason I didn't cast Becca is because she's not one of the group. She keeps to herself way too much and doesn't have any friends.
What?
She didn't cast me because I wasn't popular.
It's time to scrap. It's time to scrap. We gotta go. Let's find her. She's losing it, guys. She's losing. Oh.
That's it! I am done! I am out! Goodbye! I am over this insanity! You ain't dragging me down with you, sister! Peace, adios, sayonara, das
Dang.
vidania, bonsoir, and all those other different languages. Consider this my final bow because we are done here! Thanks for the memories.
She said,
You'll
because
make
you
me
are
crazy
socially
someday.
awkward, but you
Bye-bye.
can act. Nah.
I left.
Gotta give it to her.
I left and went straight to my advisor to drop out of all of Medusa's classes, which my advisor was very happy to do for me when she learned which teacher I was trying to escape. Oh yeah, she's crazy. Consider it done.
So you gotta
I'll be
get away
honest,
from
the
her.
situation was a little bit more complicated than just not being given the part that I wanted. There was so much more. But this video is long enough already. And let me tell you something, explainers and entertainers. The moment I left, I felt like a completely different person. My
Everything
confidence
feels
shot
different.
through the roof. I was happier. I didn't care so much what people thought anymore. Heck, even guys were paying more attention to me. My choir
Ooh.
director noticed the change and gave me the award for Most Improved Senior. I didn't even have to give up
Okay.
my love of theater because I went out and auditioned for community theater with adults. I even
Nice.
got a leading part in a musical that summer and won the Best Actress award for the show season at that particular
Aw,
theater.
that's nice.
Everything had fallen
So it
into
was just the
place
teacher
for
that
me,
was the
all
problem.
because
Okay,
I
fair enough.
finally worked up the courage to say I deserve
You know, she probably
better
couldn't be something in
and
her
walk
own life,
away
so
from
she's
a
just ruining
toxic
other people's.
relationship.
That's
These
my
situations
prediction.
don't always end
But then
like
again,
fairy
I don't know
tales,
other
but
people, and it's
for
not
me,
my right
it
to
did.
judge them, I guess.
So, what happened to Medusa? A couple years after I graduated, I remember hearing the news that she had been forced to resign. I can't be 100% sure if this is the true story, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, but this
Okay.
was the story I was told. Medusa got incredibly intoxicated on an overnight competition trip with students,
Okay.
locked herself in the boys' hotel room, and passed out on the bed, forcing the
serious?
boys to sleep in the girls' room.
Yeah, she gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, knowing her, that completely makes sense. When I
That's
first heard,
honestly
I wasn't
pretty bad.
surprised in the slightest. I guess all I can say is, peace out, Medusa. Wherever you are these days, I hope you're in a better place mentally and emotionally. I mean that. Hey, at least she taught me that a bad situation in the past doesn't have to weigh you down. Because
That's
if I'm
good.
honest, I'm pretty sure it was my time spent with Medusa that taught me how to stand up to an even worse teacher later on down the line.
Fair enough.
So, that's the long and short of it, explainers and entertainers. There are more stories that came out of Medusa's theater department, but those are their own videos for another day. Thank you
Okay.
so much for tuning in, but now I gotta tune out. Bye!
See ya. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys always show. If you want me to react to another Let Me Explain Studios video, let me know in the comment section below. But that's all I got for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.